All right. Coach Julie here with the IYCA in the room with the man himself, Coach Jim, CEO of the International Youth Conditioning Association. Jim, it's good to see you.
You too, Julie. Ready for another question?
Yes. So been loving doing these questions that you guys are bringing us, right? So we're hearing this from a lot of coaches out in the industry, trainers, business owners, and we wanted to just come on and make sure we are addressing those questions. One of the questions we've been getting a lot lately is, I'm having a hard time getting kind of breaking through into teams, different kind of teams. There seems to be a barrier between the trainer being able to work in that capacity and actually getting a whole team versus one-to-one. So, Jim, I'd love to know any insight around how our coaches and trainers can actually start working with more athletes in the team setting.
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to start off because we have been getting questions about this, and every time I get the question, because I train a ton of teams, my first thought is like, do you really want this? Because it's not for everybody. You're not going to make as much money in many cases by training teams. And a lot of people feel like, oh, well, if I train a team, I'm going to get all these kids to come back and train individually with me. That doesn't happen as much as you might think. Yeah, it's a good opportunity, but you've got to be really good with groups. So is this something that you've done before, or you just want to kind of get a feel for it? I was a college strength and conditioning coach early in my career, because that's all I did. And I got used to training groups of people. So I enjoy it, and I am good at organizing it and leading those things. Not everybody feels great in large group situations. So make sure that that's what you really want to do before you start going out there, because the worst thing that could happen is if you're used to just doing one-on-one and you go out there with a whole team and somebody allows you to do it and you're quiet and you don't have a plan and it's not engaging. Well, guess who's not getting invited back? Probably you. So make sure that this is really something that you want. If it is, and you've done this before, and that's something that you're really passionate about, then you've got to get relationships with coaches and maybe parents. The kids are probably not, if you're training kids, they're probably not going to get you directly into a team, but the kids can give you access to the coach or to their parents, who would then put this out to somebody or to a group to start to do this. So you've got to be able to develop a relationship with a coach, an administrator, an organizer, or a parent. And the best way to do that is to reach out and talk to people about what you do, and hopefully have an athlete in the organization that you've worked with that you can use to kind of bridge that gap. Like, hey, I've been working with so-and-so, and they told me that the whole team might benefit from this. Is that something that you're interested in talking about? And you may have to start out by saying, I'd love to come out to do a free session to teach your athletes whatever it is, X, Y, or Z, or to test all of your athletes on, maybe you have something that tests vertical jump or 40-yard dash or whatever testing apparatus you might have. I can come out and do this free, and then maybe talk to the kids about how to get better at it. You might have to offer it up for free one time to kind of get yourself in the door. And if you talk to parents, that's where a parent can approach a coach and say, hey, my son or daughter's been working with Jim or whoever, and I think this would be great for a team. You might have to ask the parent to put that out there if it's something that you really want to do. So make sure that this is what you want. Make sure you're really good at it, and then see who you have in your circle that you can kind of connect with.
I think that first point is so relevant, Jim, because so many of us, I think, we're like, we just see more kids, right? We're like, we can have a greater impact, which in this capacity, you can certainly have a greater impact. But some of us look at it as, oh, there's a greater opportunity also for the revenue stream. But really what I'm hearing you saying is that's not always the case. So make sure that you really desire working with an audience of this size, right? Because there's a lot of parts that you have to juggle in that. And if that's not your wheelhouse, it might actually not be something you enjoy. Is that really what I'm hearing?
Yeah, it's a lot of work for not as much. It's not that profitable. You typically have to go somewhere, so there's travel involved, even if it's not far, like it's your time and you can't train other people while you're driving to get somewhere. You don't have all of your equipment because you're maybe not at your place. It's awesome if you're really good at it and you really love it, but just make sure that it's that you think through before you start going in that direction.
Yeah, yeah. Love that insight, Jim. Well, if you guys are listening and this is landing with you, if you are like, you know what, I want to learn more about this and how to just break through into whether teams or other communities or other demographics and things like that, go ahead and just comment below impact more, right? If you desire a greater impact, comment below impact more or private message us. We're here to support you. And, you know, we wouldn't be the IYCA without coaches out there impacting in the way that you are. So we appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.